Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly here with Flo. And Flo, this right here to me, listening to Matt Maiocco's podcast, I just can't get enough of 49ers. I'm always listening to what everyone has to say. But this right here is an Easter egg, man. What Matt Maiocco says about Brock Purdy the day of the game against the Rams. No one's there. He opens the door and check out what happens.
Also, one of the things I noticed, Brock Purdy is not injured. He was held
No.
out of this Week 18 game just as a coach's decision. But he was the first guy I saw, Carlos, when I came to the stadium on Sunday. I mean, in fact, you would have appreciated this, Carlos, because I'm walking through the swinging doors. This is 4.5 hours before kickoff, and I come to the stadium pretty early. And when I kind of busted through the swinging doors, Brock Purdy was right on the other side, and I darn near hit him in the face with.
Oh no.
No, that would have been horrible. Yeah. I
So
probably would have been unemployed if that
yeah.
bad had happened.
Well, unemployed by the 49ers, maybe other team would give you a job
Well,
in
maybe
the
so.
NFC. Yeah, but you're there all the time, Matt. You're one of the guys that I know gets earlier into Levi's. That's not typical of Brock Purdy.
No.
I mean, he's early there, but not this early like on Sunday. Why do you think that was?
I think it was because what the 49ers were really stressing was get better this week. Even though Kyle Shanahan wanted to kind of, show that, some of these guys were going to play and Fred Warner started and Trent Williams and Nick Bosa and some of the other guys started this game and they didn't play too long. But he wanted them to approach it from the mindset of, let's get better. Let's not just coast and, hey, this game means nothing. And the game, we could debate the merits of this game and what it meant, but they didn't want any opportunities where they could get better to pass. And what I saw was Brock Purdy came through, avoided my, near disastrous shove of the double swinging doors. He went into the locker room. He got dressed in his workout stuff, went out to the weight room and the practice field behind Levi Stadium and got in a full workout. And then when it was time for the team to take the field, they're padded up. He was one of the inactive players and he was out there in, sweats or street clothes or whatever. So I really think that the focus was really on working hard this week. And so he put in his work. Generally he's working 3 hours of pretty rigorous football training. Well, he wasn't going to get that 3 hours, obviously, on Sunday afternoon. So he wanted to put that work in before the game.
All right, man. That was kind of funny, the first part about him almost whack. Actually, it wasn't funny.
No,
him whacking Brock Purdy, that was crazy. But the part that I want to talk about was Brock Purdy in his freaking zone. And I'll be honest with you, when Steve Young made those comments about him not playing, and it's like 3 weeks pretty much of him not playing, I got a little nervous because when Steve Young Glitz talks, I mean, the guy knows his football. However, hearing this, how locked in Brock Purdy is, getting there before anyone's there. I don't even think the tailgate you were allowed to even go in there yet. So he's there like, what, 8:30, 4.5 hours before the game? So like 8:30, getting there, doing his full workout, not messing around. No one's there, no one's around, but he's there. And he doesn't talk about it, but Matt Maiocco caught it. What do you think about all this, man?
Yeah, man. Obviously, it's a great thing. One, because he's not content, man. Obviously, we ended up with number one seed, but there's a quote that Kobe Bryant had a couple years ago when he was in the finals where he's like, job's not finished. Until we get that ring, job's not finished. What is there to celebrate about? And that's what it seems like Purdy kind of almost has that same mentality where he's like, dude, I can't stop resting. I can't stop working until we win it all. And so this guy's in the freaking gym, like you said, 4 hours before the game that he's not even going to be playing, but he's still out there working his ass off. That shows why this guy is going to be the freaking leader of this franchise for years to come, because he's willing to put in that work. And the great thing about that, these other guys, they hear about it, they're going to see it, and they have to either adapt or he's going to run them out of the freaking the facility or the organization after a while, because now he's getting a little more vocal too, So once he starts getting that way, that's kind of like Tom Brady-esque, just showing people like, hey, we got to do it this way. Look how hard I work. You have no excuse not to be working this hard. And the big thing is, especially having that bye, you don't want to get lackadaisical. You don't want to freaking get lazy. take it off completely, because that's when you have those slumps, you have those drop-offs, and you lose freaking the first game back. So for this young guy to be willing to put in that work when he doesn't have to, man, that speaks volumes to him.
Yeah, man, hearing this story, I just got pumped up. I mean, come on, you really don't see that a lot. I don't want to go to other players, but I'm pretty sure, because we saw Lamar Jackson Saturday, he was in his sweats and whatever. I'm pretty sure, I haven't heard reports that he wasn't out getting a big ass workout in before that game. So it just shows you he's locked in. And you're right, he is only its first full season, but once he becomes like that leader of this team, he's gonna demand just high expectations for this team and these guys. So it's really cool to see. But for him to do that 8:30 in the morning, it just shows you how much the work ethic he has and how much he wants to win. One thing that excites me is this guy's not out there posting himself during workout, like after workouts. Oh, I'm here grinding in the gym. Because when you kind of do that, it's kind of like bullshit, in my opinion. Like, I see athletes do that all the time. Like, oh, here grinding when no one else. Brock Purdy's literally doing that, but he's keeping his mouth shut. He's not telling anybody. No one would have even known this story if Matt Maiocco was asked, does it come early in the facility that early? Because I've seen posts of Matt Maiocco saying, oh, I'm here at 7 in the morning, like before. I'm like, dude, why the hell are you here that early? I've seen that before. And the fact that no one would have known if Matt Maiocco wasn't there. So, I mean, to me, that pumps me up. He knows that this is serious. I want to get to the Super Bowl. I'm doing everything I have to do to get there, and I know I'm that close, so I'm gonna go all in. I'm not gonna make big mistakes. I'm gonna be ready when the game day starts. I'm not gonna be a little out of shape, a little 5 pounds overweight. No, he's gonna be right there, ready to go, hitting his peak. He probably was there, got his workout in, probably got a big film study in too. So I love it, man. You can't beat that right there. That right there is a franchise quarterback. We've heard the story before about Jimmy Garoppolo, man. People, Brian Greasy trying to call him, guys out there, maybe not Brian Greasy, but like Shanahan, hey, what's up? Like trying to get workouts. And he's not answering his phone in the off season. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not even gonna do, even on the weekdays, he's just not answering. He's a private guy. He doesn't take that extra step. This guy, you see it, man. It's that Jordan, mentality, man, where I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna practice my ass off in practice. I'm do whatever it takes to try to get that ring. And that's what they did. The greats always did during the playoff time. It was time to lock in. And right now, Brock Purdy, he's locked in. So I'm pumped up, man.
Yeah, man. Pretty much right now, the only thing that can really stop him is Matt Maiocco opening the door too quick, man. Because obviously he has a concussion thing. So Matt Maiocco, man, be careful when you get there too early, because Brock Purdy's gonna be working his ass off. So now, knock before you go through that door, okay, man?
Yeah, absolutely, man. You gotta be careful there. But honestly, man, it's just such a refresher, man. Just hearing that, because Steve Young, I said this before, but man, when he was saying that stuff, I got down and out, because it's happened before, man. We see it all the time where guys, they get that extra week off. We talked about this last week. Cowboys. Taking off to Cabo, just relaxing, we're good. And then here come the Giants rolling in, knocking off their chances of going to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, this guy, he's locked in. And he was talking about, Kyle says, it's time to get everybody zoned in. And it's going to be our offense. At the end of the day, it's going to be our offense that's going to take us. Every year, it's kind of been, it's our defense. This year, no, man. It's what Brock Purdy does. It's what the offense does, because they're the ones pretty much that have been carrying us. We're number 2 right now in offense. I think we've dropped down to number 7, 8 in defense. When since Eric Armstead's gone down, it's kind of gone down quite a bit. But these guys are gonna have to be ready to go. Deebo Samuel, he said he wanted to play. Obviously, wanted to get that record, so it looks like he's ready to go. And hopefully, all this stuff, it goes to everybody else. I see Brock Purdy doing it. Okay, I got to do the same thing. I got to come in early, Oh, there's going to be a game this Saturday, this Sunday. I'm going to go to the facility, man. I'm going to work out. And that's what winners do, man. Winners want it. We're going to keep going it. They're going to do their thing when no one else is watching. They're not going to go on IG and fucking post shit like LeBron. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. But yeah. What else? I'm sorry, man. I just had to say I always see LeBron doing that. I'm a Laker fan, but I had to take a little shot.
But yeah, no, like I said, man, the fact that Brock Purdy's already starting this, or he started before the playoffs were even going on, he's probably been doing this all year long.
Probably.
So this is probably just the first time.
But that's good that he's doing it when, on his bye week.
Yeah,
pretty much. Not even the bye week, the week before. Because there's guys out there we've seen them so many times. I think I don't know if Jimmy did that when we won't clinch that number 1 seed. Actually, that was like the last week almost. So, but you've seen it all the time. But I'm pumped up. I think that he has a chance to have a really great postseason, and it starts right now. Even though people say, "Oh no, it starts in 2 weeks." Nah, man, it starts right now with these practices, getting ready, getting zoned in, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and just like I said, hopefully this inspires his teammates to, hey, we see now, we hear Brock Purdy's doing this, we got to go do it too. They follow in his footsteps, so. And hopefully that leads us to getting to that Super Bowl, because all these guys now buy in, start working even harder, because they know right there, it's not time to take it easy. Don't pump the brakes. Finish the job.
Yep, but that's what we got, man. Let us know what you think about Brock Purdy getting there early in his zone. Does that make you a little more comfortable about our game in about 2 weeks? Let us know down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you next time. Peace.